this person before? Yeah, I've gone on a dangerous ride before, but I felt like going on a dangerous ride again. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, knight of 6. Let's play some kind of King's Indian. It is supposed to be a dangerous ride after all. You're not supposed to go e5 there, dude. This is supposed to just weaken your center a bit too much. Let's see if he has something up his sleeve. So far, my opponent is playing fast, but I think not that well. Like nothing major, but at this point, I've probably equalized with chances of more. So c5. This is called overextending, to be fair. Like he's kind of asking a bit too much of his position here. Yeah, let me go knight c6. I mean, I'm probably exaggerating. Like it's not that bad for white, but still, I think anybody who plays these sort of provocative openings with black would be very, very happy to have this position. He goes d5, which is absolutely the best move. And here I have some options. I'm thinking of knight b4. Then he could go queen b3. I could take on c3, bc3, then go knight e3, fe3, knight d5, rook d1, then he has e4. But if I take on d5 first, he goes rook d1, I go c6. If he goes c4, I go knight e3, fe3, queen a5, check, and I save the knight. But in that line, you could also make other moves to preserve the bishop. Yeah, whatever. I've talked too much about it, so I gotta go for knight b4. You can also go h3 here, but I was hoping in that case that I would take on f3, take on f3, take on e3, fe3, and then I would go knight a6 maybe and try to pressure the pawn on c5. And somehow justifying the fact that I put this knight on the stupid b4 square instead of just cementing it on e5 after exchange to f3 and e3. Okay, so what do we do here? I think we take on f3. He can't take with the queen because of the fork on c2. So he has to go gf. Then I go e6, and we'll see what happens. So far, I have to say that this ride is only dangerous for my opponent. Let us see what he does. I'm officially breaking open his center. My opponent's got time to think though. So yeah, this is what I was hoping for. Now I go with knight e3, and if fe3, I got queen h4, winning the bishop on c4. So that's going to be game over, or that's going to be a winning position. Like I've blown winning positions before. I can blow winning positions in my sleep. But this one, I think I'm not gonna blow. So I go knight d3 check. I'm gonna take on b2, attacking his queen. Now the knight is on c3 is undefended, which means that I win another knight. And yeah, that's very much game over. So takes an f7, just take with the rook. Yeah, whatever. I'll just go bishop c3. Try and be technical. Take back with the knight. If it takes the queen, knights can move backwards. This is not shogi. Now also e3 is hanging, so everything is very comfortable. Rook f8, and now I'm starting a potentially mating attack. Rook f3 is a threat with mate in 2, king h4, bishop f6 with the mate, and he quite prudently resigned. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for another 5-minute game against the serious Lama from Turkey. Who goes d4? Well, I had some success with, oh, he's gonna play the London. That's okay though. And he goes c4. I think this early c4 is a little bit dubious. Like, at least when you're combining it with h3, I simply don't believe that you have time to do this. Yeah, I guess you can play like this as white. He's finally started developing the last pieces, and then he's obviously quite fine. Taking a d4. I didn't really have a plan after queen d4 there. If knight e4, there's bishop e5, so after queen d4, I probably would have taken on c4, but that position is pretty equal. Now, however, I have some hope of playing against the Isolani on d4. And bishop e6, I think. d5, I go queen a5, and that pawn on d5 is going to be lost. Oh, it's actually not. He had bishop d2 there. Yeah, that's true. And besides, I mean, the queen sacrifice with d6 was not hopeless. This is also perfectly okay, of course, but now with the isolated pawn that he has on d4, I'm a little bit better. Generally speaking, these positions end up in a draw fairly often, but it's always a lot more pleasant to be playing against these weaknesses rather than with them. So I'm gonna go bishop f6. protecting the only square in my camp that was not protected, the pawn on e7. Also preparing king g7, just getting my king away from whatever back rank stuff could happen, and then preparing to activate the rook at some point, possibly with rook to c4. And the serious llama is taking serious thinking time, which is a good thing. That's why you play 5-minute games. It's in order to actually be able to use your time. So I could perhaps win a pawn here with e5, queen d2, e d4, takes everything. And then rook c1, rook c2, attacking both f2 and a2, but that seems a bit premature, just exchanging too many pieces. So I don't want to do that. Now I can go a5. That seems pretty good. Hopefully winning some sort of pawn. Queen a3 though. Queen a3, rook c1 check, queen a3, rook d4, and queen a3, rook d2, bishop d2. There, if I take on d4, he takes an a5. Maybe he was surviving there. So this is what I was actually hoping for. Queen a4. And now that he's not protecting the square on d6, I had this little maneuver with queen d6, check, and queen d5. If it gone f4 there, I had several moves like rook e1, and his position was probably decisively compromised anyway.